Institute. I'm also happy to say I'm on the faculty of Rutgers University School of Public Affairs Administration. I'm assuming you're viewing this presentation for two reasons. One, to learn more about some of the issues facing CIOs, and two, how certification may help you in the career, and maybe even the third, and that is how this program that we're going to talk about actually works. First of all, PTI may not be a household word to you, but we were formed a number of years ago, about 38 in fact, with the International City Managers Association, city and county that is, and NACO, county folks, city folks, National League of Cities. Today we're an independent organization. These three organizations still have a presence by having folks sitting on our board, but we are a group, a nonprofit organization that basically is aimed at helping people better embrace technology, focusing on leadership skills for the technology executive, regardless of what title you might have. I should mention that we're very happy to have this relationship, strategic relationship with Rutgers University, which is why I'm affiliated with them, and we basically strive for excellence in public management technology, and we're very big into performance measurements. We created, we being PTI in this case, a consortium. We have worked with the University of North Carolina that's had a very successful program, as well as Florida State Institute of Government, part of FSU, and more recently Rutgers, to develop a common curriculum so that we can share resources and we can give the student probably a better experience and also help the student maintain continuing education credits towards recertification, which we think is very, very important. So stay tuned for this as we finalize this national curriculum. But already we have plans underway to grandfather people in as we move forward. Much of what we do has to do with a book you may have seen. It's available from Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com, CIO Leadership for Cities and Counties, Emerging Trends and Practices. This has been an essential part of the program. It stems from the fact that when these programs began a few years ago, there was no book that basically covered the role of the CIO or CTO, and this book is a step in that right direction. We have a new one coming out at the end of the year, CIO Leadership for State Governments, and one next year, CIO Leadership for Public Safety Communications. When it comes to the whole environment in which we're operating, many technology executives feel they're not well understood. They often feel left out of key decision-making roles. They very often lack discretionary funds for travel, training, and advancement. Many technology executives still report through finance, which has been kind of a historic kind of occurrence based on the fact that that's where a lot of office automation occurred. They do lack champions at the city manager and communication levels. Technology is often not understood or encouraged. And access rights, which is all about IT governance, are unclear and inconsistent. And I would add to this list that very often technology executives find that their travel and discretionary funds are cut when others, including others in the technology field that require ongoing certification, seem to be able to get money to do those kind of events. I think by having certification for the top executive will go a long way in helping them achieve some of the goals of being an equal partner on some of the tables here, the executive table. When we see the CIO leader, we realize a real sea change. Only a couple of years ago, we might have had just a handful with this title. Today we have more, and that's probably going to continue. But today, the CIO leader must be much more of a technologist as opposed to a technician. They really need to be much more of a leader, not a manager or even a dictator, for that matter. Be more business-minded, more so than just being an accountant to account for things. And be a diplomat, not a politician. And what we mean by this is that a diplomat is usually known for telling people in a very diplomatic way what they need to know, whereas a politician is more known for someone that tells people what they want to hear. There's a big difference between the two. The need for certification has never been greater. It helps professionals stay current on trends of leadership, business, public service, and emerging technologies. And it certainly beats just getting stuff from magazines or vendor-led kind of webinars. It provides technology leaders the skills necessary to participate at the executive table, something that we believe very strongly in. It does improve the quality of work and relationships, provides opportunity among peers for sharing knowledge, experience, and best practices, and raises the professionalism of the technology profession, which is something that we are very much focused on here at PTI. When we look at the CIO certification curriculum, we have identified 15 areas that we do touch upon, although I must say that these are weighted differently. Obviously, leadership would play a big role, perhaps 30, 40%. IT governance is important, but some of that's not within our realm. But could be when you're looking for your next position, you might have a better idea of what to ask for or what to insist on. Citizen, public, and external relations is something that is a vast growing area, especially with Web 2.0 applications and mobile web applications. So we get into that. Network and security operations, project and program management, human resource development, innovation, being the innovator of your team, and then the mundane, purchasing, acquisition, and contract management. Not what you need to know for yourself, it's what you need to know to manage the people who do this for you. Knowledge and records management, a big issue as much more becomes paperless and we have greater turnover in staff. How do we maintain the knowledge of the organization with so many people coming and going? ERP, ethics, and social equity. Communication technologies. In this case, we're talking about broadband, be it wireless, wired, or even fiber. Financial management and energy and sustainability, and I would add to that last one, even energy assurance. What happens if the power goes off? Because we're such a power-dependent society. In terms of the program prerequisites, we have a couple, and any one of these could be waived for prior experience or special situations. We ask that the person have a minimum of 5 years of private or public managerial experience, at least 3 of those in technology management. We require a 4-year degree from an accredited institution of higher learning, but I have to tell you that we have a few folks in one of our classes that doesn't have that. We have a few of those, but have had 20 years experience that far more outweigh this particular requirement. Therefore, that was an easy thing to agree to by way of waiver. Agree by signature to code of ethics, which I think is important for our profession. At least one letter of support from a city or county manager, supervisor, somebody in your program that says that you are deserving. Number 5, completion of a formal application stating what you want to get out of this program, why you're in this program, what you hope to get out of it, something that helps the instructor know a little bit more about you. And then the big cost is the cost issue. And at present, we are charging $3,500, which is true of each of the institutions that offer this program. However, when a state association does the recruiting and helps bring things together, there's an opportunity to have more of a, say, a group rate where there could be some discounts here. Program delivery considerations. Basically, each of the institutions, and at the moment there are 3 in the United States, offer a similar kind of pattern of approximately 240 hours of what we call contact hours. Monthly classes. In the case of the PTI RUTGERS program, we offer 1 class per month, which is pretty reasonable for about 2 hours. We have class readings that we expect before a class and after a class. We now are offering a program management certificate, which is self-paced, that takes about 22 hours, and so you get a certificate within a certification. So you get kind of an extra bang for the buck here. We feel that there's a course that we've identified that does such a great job. There's no need to replicate that. And then at this stage of the game, we offer 3 8-hour classes for a total of 24 hours. And the final part of this is a capstone project where you're putting together a paper, which would be 20, 30 pages, that's action-oriented, that captures and solves a particular problem that you're wrestling with, both in theory and in practice. How this breaks down, well, you get a course syllabus, class interactive discussions. We bring in guest lecturers, peers from among the various disciplines. We have group and individual projects depending upon the class and class size. There's preparatory work prior to each class, and yes, you are actually graded. And then, of course, there's the capstone project, which I just mentioned. Additional requirements is attendance and participation is required. There's an opportunity if you have to miss one of the smaller classes for a makeup assignment, but if you miss an 8-hour block, that could be a problem. You may be asked to take it over again the following year or through an equivalent kind of assignment. The class size is interesting. We really prefer cohort groups, groups within a particular geographic area. We think between 12 and 15 is a good number. In some cases, we've had just a little less. In some cases, we've had just a little bit more. But certainly, no more than 20 and absolutely no less than 10. Now, this makes for a very rich experience. And then among the cohort groups is a better opportunity to share information and best practice. The benefits, to me, is obvious. having a single nationally recognized curriculum is going to be important for all. The greater opportunities to take courses and participate in recertification projects. There's a stronger talent pool from which to draw to be able to teach. There'll be more shared resources, and down the road, probably reduced costs to students. So the question is, where do we begin? Very simply, solicit members within your state organization, if you have one, to see if there's sufficient interest in the CIO certification program. Form a cohort group within a geographic boundary, and contact us in any event to see if we may be aware of a course that could be occurring nearby so that we can point you in the right direction. But this is a great opportunity for municipal associations of counties, and others within states to work to develop this cohort group, and then it becomes a win-win among all parties. All our courses are put on a learning management system, open software from Moodle, so we already have this up and running where you get all your course information. The benefits we mentioned is I think, very, very strong. And we also direct you to the growing list of jobs that are out there. We have publictechjobs.com that you may be interested in, get a sense of what people are looking for and what they're paying. We also have a wonderful newsletter that comes out every other week that gives you a good 2-page read of all the things that are occurring in technology and government. So we do the research so that you don't have to. Just go to our website and you can subscribe today. This has been a very brief and quick presentation. If you have any more questions, please call us at PTI. We'd love to engage with you and see how we might be able to work together. I want to thank you very much for your time, and hopefully we've answered a lot of your questions, but do contact us for more information. Thanks.